And think about how a text message would be confusing with an M and an M.
I don't know.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Button 91 Listen and Dark Arts podcast. I did a joint collaboration because I think this deserves a joint collaboration for this one. Look, I know many of you can spot David and you can spot Madison for being cheaters, and you can easily spot these people as being manipulators. Of course, when you cheat, you are a manipulator. You've gaslit, you've lied, you've told stories, you have shifted the blame, you've taken no accountability. We know those people very obviously. But the reason why I want to talk about this, because I think it's something that was so beautifully done by Michelle. I have to give her a round of applause, because the way she did it, I have to rate it. She became an investigator, she broke it down, she exposed the liars and the cheaters. But what she didn't do was let you know, one, the motivation, and number two, the actual manipulation that she actually did. And that's why I played that very first clip. I actually took a piece of it, so we're going to work through the whole of the clip, and I'm going to point out to you where the actual manipulation actually is. I know many people are going to say to me, yeah, but you know, she has every right to investigate. I'm not going to say she doesn't have every right to investigate. But there's also a reason why when we look at policemen, when they do certain investigations, we call it dirty tactics, because there's certain things that you just can't be doing, right? Or we shouldn't be doing. Now, this is a particular instance, I can't lie to you. I thought it was very clever on Michelle's part, but it was dark arts. It was manipulation, right? So if I talk to you very clearly about what those dark arts were, and then I'll break it down fully. Number one, she started planting the seed. Okay, all right. She planted the seed in his head. Okay, she created the curiosity in his mind. Okay, all right. She took an idea forward and then brought it back. All right, and then subconsciously influenced him now to go and wrestle with the idea in his mind, to go and now potentially go and highlight Madison. Now, whilst I believe the end was the result that probably she wanted, does the means justify the end? Does the means justify the end? We've all been there, where you want to get a result, but how do you get that result? There's any way that you do it? Can it be okay so long as you get what result you want? I mean, there's something to notice here. Did you notice that Michelle was never upset that David actually cheated on her? No, she wasn't upset. She wasn't upset that David cheated on her. We saw how broken Alan was because he actually was invested in the relationship. Did you see that from Michelle? No, but Michelle was never invested. In fact, she was just as bad as David and just as bad as Madison. She was lying for the whole entire time. Oh, my parents this, and my parents were obviously they're cheaters, that's why I was triggered, But we know that she wasn't great at the very beginning. But let's break this video down, and let me take you through the journey of why I believe this is manipulation. If you disagree, fantastic. Comment in the chat section or even down below in the comment section if you're watching replay. If you agree, by all means, leave a comment as well, because I want to get deeper. I want to be able to have that great conversation as well. Make sure you guys do me a massive favor. You like it, you share, you subscribe. You click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. Let's get into this video because it is an interesting one.
Little Black Book. You know what time it is. 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 Time it is.
All right, let's go to the very beginning. We're gonna go to the very beginning. Put this idea here. In fact, let me put it this way because I don't want to get no copyright things. So let's just put it here and play a little bit of this clip.
What was that though?
That's all right. We can put it here. It's fine.
Carlo, Madison, myself, and like a couple that we kind of do the booth from.
Okay.
All right, so the beginning of this conversation starts off with, obviously, Madison and Alan, and they're talking in the kitchen. This is their second conversation, I believe, right? And they're having this conversation about the situation. Alan's followed her into the kitchen because she went off during the game about saying who was going to be likely to cheat. She went into the kitchen. He followed after her. He checked up on her, okay? Now, this is where I believe the manipulation begins. You see, in the art of war, you have to understand that some people can end up becoming a casualty to what somebody wants. In this situation, we have seen how Michelle, specifically, I believe, is going to use Alan. And Alan's allowing himself to be used because he shows that he's willing to bend to whatever somebody has said in this situation, right? Michelle knows she has the upper hand and the power dynamic between herself and Alan. Alan cares too much. That's the problem. He's willing to listen, be empathetic, and hear. Let's listen a bit more to the clip.
I mean, I didn't see him talking to anybody. Like, there was nobody to, like, it was just our little circle. So.
Okay, so at this point, we know again, once more, they're having a conversation. In this point, he is not aware of the situation. He's like not deep in it, right? And she's about to open his eyes a little bit to the situation. About to open his eyes a little bit to the situation that, there could be a little bit more to investigate, right? So I'm going to show you where the manipulation is going to really start, because at this point, I think it's fair game. She's asked him a question. He's thinking about it. She's got some more information. Oh, okay, they weren't on the same night, right? Okay, cool, right? All right, here we go.
Do you know something?
I don't know anything. I just have a gut suspicion on something, but I don't know if I'm ready to like go down that rabbit hole.
Fair.
Now, let's pause it right there. She has a gut suspicion right now, and she's not sure she wants to go down a rabbit hole. Well, the gut suspicion involves his wife. So now, this information you're about to share, he's not aware, remember? He's not asking questions and saying, is it Madison? He's not saying, is it my wife? If it was, then I can understand. He hasn't got that thought process just yet. So now, again, once more, okay, she's about to inject the idea into his head. Now, again, does the end justify the method that's going to be used? We know that they're cheating because we're privy to the information. So we know this already because we're watching it from an outside perspective. But he doesn't know this, right? So this idea that she has in her mind, it's not fully cooked yet. And this is not a criminal case. So we're not trying to catch criminals. You know what I'm saying to you? We can't just do whatever we want. It involves people. You know what I mean? But again, let's go back into this video again and let's go a bit deeper.
I honestly, like, all I can assess to is I know he wasn't talking to anybody. There was nobody that was, if something happened afterwards, or I don't know what time the text came through or anything like that.
And you left early that night?
So I thought Madison.
Now, at this point, he's about to clock something. He's about to deep something. He's about to realize, hold on a minute, and this is a fair game. I think it's still fair game. Hold on a minute. There's a situation with that last day or whatever. Okay. Oh, you left at this time. Okay. All right. You left a little bit early. Okay. David went with Madison, right? I think that's still fair game because it's in the remit of the night that they were together, whatever. And again, she's not necessarily eliciting something. She's more asking about that night, just trying to see what David had said. His mind is not on David and Madison. His mind is on David was with us that night, and he sent a text, and nobody else was there. He's helping her out at this moment, right? He's trying to make her. He's trying to fill in some blanks for her. He don't know he's about to be used. He don't know, right? Well, let's go a bit further again.
Carla went to second place.
And then he went there with them. That's what they told me.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now he's clocked something, okay? Now he's clocked something, and his wife's clocked something because he knows that something's not quite right? He's like, all right, something's not quite right because that's not the story I remember hearing, or at least I don't remember that part of the story. He knows that Madison and Carla went somewhere. He don't remember if David went or not. That definitely doesn't play in his mind. So, again, fair game. But watch what's going to happen. He's not about to ask her about that night anymore. He's not about to say that, oh, like, okay, cool. So wait, David wasn't... Because his mind is not thinking that David and Madison did anything. He's thinking, okay, that's a bit odd. Okay, cool. I'm not in that space. So, I'm not in that space to be thinking those kind of things. All right, cool.
Okay.
Okay. Is that not what you heard?
I honestly didn't think twice of it. I thought I was in a doghouse for that night.
Again, at that point, he's in a doghouse, like you said. He's in a doghouse at this point and said, the doghouse, he obviously, because we know he got told off at that point, remember? I think it was because, I can't remember what happened, he was in trouble, I can't remember he was in trouble at that point, innit? And so at that point, at that point, the clocks are turning, but it's not turning that way. It's more turning that, okay, I don't know that full story, okay, blah, blah, blah. It's now he's going to have a moment where he's going to be like, I think I know what you're putting down. But he still doesn't ask. I want you to deep it. Now, listen, he may be delusional, but he still doesn't ask, which is why I'm saying the manipulation, because she's going to push him there. Right? Thank you, El said. Yeah, it was a drinking and driving home doghouse. Yes, he drove home. Right? She didn't send him home. He drove home. So he would have been out with them, but he went home. So this, again, I'm not giving him a pass, by the way. I'm merely just stating what happened. Okay? All right? All right.
because like I made like some goofy comments or whatever, and so that was it. I don't know. I think I know what you're going down though.
Pause. At this moment, he says, listen, I think I know where you're going down. Right? He now is aware of what she's trying to play, what game she's trying to elicit towards him. Right? Remember, this is just her theory. This is just her theory. So this is not something that you're saying 100% you believe. You're saying this is your theory, and you're bringing it to somebody who's in a marriage. Now, she's trying to plant the seed in the mind of the person. This is where we're going to get to. And this is where the game is starting now. Because he's again told her, listen, okay, I see where you're going down. I see what you're trying to hint at. I see what place you're trying to touch. Right? Let's listen.
Or what your thoughts are.
And? Am I spiraling, or is there...
He said he knows what her thoughts are. Okay? He know what lane she's going on, and he knows what her thoughts are. And then she was like, and now the game's about to start, because now I'm gonna draw you in. Right? I'm gonna draw you in, I'm gonna pull you in. And again, the reason why I'm pointing all this out is because it's a part when you may look at it like, oh, it's genuine curiosity. No, she was pulling him in. She knew exactly what to do to drive him in. You know what I'm saying to you? She knew exactly what to do to rope him in, because the kind of person he is. Right? Other people would have been like, listen, I'm not trying to have this conversation, allow it. Or they would have said, listen, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to insinuate? I think this is why women tend to sometimes shut down other women, because they know this game. I think this is why sometimes women shut other women down, because they know this game. They know the kind of manipulation it takes to kind of draw this kind of information, right? Again, we're not saying that she's wrong. The investigation itself, I don't think it was necessarily wrong. It's the way that she went about it that I felt was off. That's why a policeman can't go about investigation anyhow he wants.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't know, or you...
No, I personally can't see that.
Okay.
Pause. He said, I personally can't see it. At this point is where Michelle should have dropped it, left it, and said, you know what? Cool. I mean, she's already planted the idea in his head. She already planted the seed in his head, right? And so here's the manipulation I'm talking about, right? Specifically, when you plant the seed, it's called, Robert Greene calls this being suggestive, right? And I clocked it because I was like, I know this idea because we as men, specifically if you're a man, I don't know about women I'm sure they do it too. Men do this a lot with women. Okay? Men do this a lot with women, right? It's called game. And here's what you do, right? You say something wild like, you know what? The sex between me will be fire. And she goes, what? Oh, no, it's crazy. I don't know. No, it's crazy. Sorry. It's crazy. No, it's crazy I even said that. Don't ignore what I said, man. That was crazy. That was mad. That was crazy. Ignore that. Ignore that. Right? But how can you ignore it? I've already planted a seed in your head. In fact, the fact that I now take the thing off the table is now going to create the curiosity in yours. The quick, oh no, don't worry about it. It's what's going to trigger the curiosity. Now the person who's on the other side is like, oh wait, hold on, I want to find out a bit more. What made you say that in the first place? Right? Now they're thinking deeply because I've suggested something into your mind. Okay? This is inception. Okay? See, and so when you retract or minimalize a statement you just made, the other person doesn't feel as pressured or as defensive. So let me say, like, again, I might say, I could say like, our kids will be actually so beautiful, you know. I'm just kidding, man. I lie, man. I'm just kidding, man. I'm playing with you, man. I don't even mean it seriously, man. You know I'm not a serious candidate. Now I know exactly what I'm doing to you, right? Now I've taken it off the table and said, no, I'm not being so serious. Now you might be interested to have a conversation around it, right? Now they're not rejecting the idea straight away because it's not as forceful. And so now you're deep in, okay, have to think about it. Now, of course, obviously, you can only sell to somebody who wants to buy. You know what I'm saying to you? At the end of the day, so that's where Alan is the reason why he's able to take the bait is because he is somewhat tempted by it, right? So, but it's part of that inception. It's part of that manipulation. Again, it's not to say that Michelle is wrong for the investigation. It's the way she conducted the investigation without really any care. It just was about what end goal she had in her mind. Okay. And so when you do this, it's also what we call subconscious influence. The idea is presented and then you casually dismiss it. The listener's subconscious gives it more weight. And so it's actually her influencing his decisions later on. And he doesn't realize. Subconscious influence. I said this about what women should do to men. Remember I told you this in another video. I said what women should do to men, the secret is that you suggest and make it look like his idea. That's what you do to men. There's a part of manipulation. Right? But it's because men are very defensive when it comes to when it comes to ideas. They want to believe that they did it on their own. Right? Yeah, Michelle's like a very good detective movie where the detective does everything he can, even when he's been told to leave the case alone. You know those good detective movies where they get sacked from their case because they do too much, and then they solve the case off duty. That is what Michelle is doing right now. Okay, but that's for the movies. Okay, that is for the movies. This is real life. You actually get people hurt when you do this kind of stuff, right? Okay. Let's play on.
Do you think they have each other's phone numbers? They work out together.
Pause. Okay. At this moment, okay. He already said, I hear what you're putting down, but I don't think that's what the case is. He's not asked for any more information, but she gonna push more. Okay. Oh, do you think why are you asking, do you think they have each other's numbers? Why didn't you say, listen, I don't know if they have each other's numbers. I'm gonna find out. Why is she suggesting that? Because she's trying to be passively get information from him, right? So that it doesn't look like it's bad on her that she's doing the investigation. Now, of course, part of this is the detective aspect, and I'm not going to be mad at it, right? Again, I'm not actually mad at Michelle. I'm just highlighting the manipulation. It's very clever. I just think it's clever. I can't lie to you. Like, this is dark arts all over the place, right? This is what we talk about on dark arts, where people are manipulative. And this is what I'm saying, that you don't see it that way. You just see it as her doing an investigation, but it's part of the manipulation. Right? So she's asking, oh, do they have each other's numbers? Now he's got to answer.
Honestly, I never thought about it. I would, oh God.
And think about how...
And now the manipulation has taken its full effect. Okay? Now the manipulation has taken its full effect. The moment that he goes, now the manipulation takes its full effect. Because now he can't deny the idea anymore. It's not about the number. She didn't say anything necessarily crazy. It is now his own mind. In the Bible, the story of Jericho, okay, if you really deep it, is a psychological warfare. Let me tell you why it's psychological warfare. The reason why it's psychologically warfare is because when the people walked around once, they shouted. They walked around twice, they shouted. 3 times, shouted. 4 times, shouted. 5 times, shouted. 6 times, shouted. On the 7th time, they shouted, right? The walls came down on the 7th time. You have to understand that an idea does the same thing in your mind, good or bad. It's why the Bible says that faith cometh by hearing the word of God. There is a comma after faith cometh by hearing. Because after that, it's letting you know there are 2 types of hearing here. One that hears the word of God and one that hears anything in the world. You hear anything and it becomes part of your faith. This is why we hear things like what we call rhetoric. And you might hear people who live in a certain, like you might say, you know a Trump supporter by the way they talk. Why? The rhetoric. You know a red pill person. Why? The rhetoric. You know somebody who hates women or men. Why? The rhetoric. So when you hear someone, you listen to the rhetoric and the patterns of conversation that they elicit, right? The words they use, the ideas. And when you hear that rhetoric, you normally hear them go, as somebody who's not doing critical thinking, you hear the same pattern that you hear from everybody else. That's when you know they're a sheep. Because they can't tell you in any other way apart from what they heard. They're repeating exactly what they heard the shepherd say. Now, key thing here is the Jericho story is that an idea will go around your mind several times. But where did the idea come from? It came from Michelle. She's the one that initiated the idea and then supplanted it in his mind. And then now the full idea has taken place.
A text message would be confusing with an M and an.
Now watch this. I want you to see something. Hold on. This is really important, guys. I want to show you something. This is really, really important. Okay. Oh, shout out to Red Lipstick as well. We appreciate you. Welcome to the membership. We appreciate you, honestly. Well done. Welcome. This is really important. Body language. I want you to watch what she does. When you see Michelle do this very thing, I'm not going to tell you what it is. When you see her do this body language, I want you to type it in the chat. If you caught it, I want you to type in the chat. I want you to watch this. Now, again, you're going to see it. When you do see it, type it in the chat. We're going to play this clip. Pay attention to what happens. Watch the body language.
And think about how a text message would be confusing with an M and an M.
I don't know.
Did you see it? Tap in the chat if you saw what she did. It's a body language movement. When I saw it, I said, oh. She knew what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. That was very clever. Oh, Michelle. Oh, Michelle, that was clever. That was very clever. And if any of you who missed it, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you what exactly actually happened. Okay? I'm going to play it again one more time. I'm going to play it one more time just in case you missed it. Okay? Watch the body language, what she does.
And think about how a text message would be confusing with an M and an M.
I don't know.
Right there. As someone said it, yes, a tongue over the lips. She knew exactly what she was doing when she asked that question. She was actually fishing. Now, for us as men, I'm going to tell you something. We call it a baited question. We used to say, when we used to play the game, we'd be like, if you want to see if a girl really, really likes you, you ask a baited question, right? You do a baited question, and it's almost like, so like you want to see if she likes you, the response, like I said earlier on, oh, our babies will be cute, you know? And if the girl replies, yeah, I've thought about it, I think our babies would be cute, then you know she likes you. Now, if she goes, I don't, stop that. If she shuts you down, like, stop that talk. I don't like that talk. You know that girl don't like you. It's called a baited question. You throw the bait out there to see what happens. Now, when she threw the bait, her face couldn't hide the bait that she threw. Okay? All right? She wants Alan to get up so that he can do the work. Because see, if the investigation is solely about her and about what she's feeling, she doesn't need to even rope Alan into this just yet. Do your investigation. But you've run to Alan, not to Madison. Right? I'm not saying you shouldn't go to Madison. You went to Madison in the end. But I'm saying to you, keep it with Madison in your conversation. It's your suspicion, right? But again, for her, she wants to activate Alan. Maybe she can put a bit of pressure on the case, get him talking to Madison, get some pressure going. Yeah? But when she asked the question, she knew exactly what she was doing when she asked it. This was not, and that's what I'm talking about, the manipulation. It wasn't a case of, actually, let me just ask him because this is how I genuinely feel. I genuinely feel hurt. I genuinely feel like I'm being played here. I genuinely feel like this is not what she was thinking. This is a game now. I'm going to win the game. And when she did that, I knew. I said, oh, that's the look of the game. Oh, okay. We'll play it one more time. It's
Confusing with an M and an M.
right there. There's a gaming face. When she said, she suggested something, right? She suggested that, oh, do you think obviously he meant to send a text to Madison? Now she's really telling him what she really thinks, because now she's coming forward. You see, at first when she started with the, I don't want to tell you yet because, I'm still thinking about it. But now she's going to tell you exactly what her actual thoughts are. Once he broke and he said, oh, then she was like, okay, now I can really hit him with something. And the reason why I spotted it is because this is what men often do to women. This manipulation is what men do to women. When they know that you're now invested, now they hit you. You know what I mean? Now they hit you. They're like, all right, let me hit you with everything. It's like being in a cult, and at first when they start talking to you, it's like, oh, it's normal. And then when they see that you're invested, now they hit you with the truth. And it's too late at that point. right? You're already invested. And the question was about whether David was meant to message. Now she's telling her theory. Was David meant to message me, or was he trying to message Madison? Now she's actually leveling an accusation against Madison. This is not a theory anymore. You are now leveling an accusation. Right? She's now leveling the accusation. So at this point now, he's already been stuck. It's over. He can't get the idea out of his head. This is why I said that it's now a supplanted idea. Because if I come to you and I tell you about your husband, or I tell you about your wife, and I say to you, hey, but last night, she said she was here, but I don't think she was really there, you know. And that text that she sent, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think she meant to send it to you, she meant to send it to someone else. What's your mind going to think? Now, you may say in your head, and it may be a genuine mistake, but in your head, you're going to be like, now you got to start thinking about it. And you can't get the idea out your head. It's done.
I don't know.
Because in my mind, there's no photo. He's with somebody. He sends them.
Now, pause it here. Now she's going full blown into telling him what it is. In my mind, I don't think there's a photo, but you knew there was no photo. We know that already. Time ago. We knew that already. In my mind, there's no photo. Like, she's acting like she's surprised to find out this information. She already knows what she knows. She already knows what she knows. Now it's like, oh, now in my mind, there is no photo. Yeah, we know. Right? She's about to close the sale. Right? Yes, Sid. Now you're going to put him in. She's about to close the sale because she sees he's broken. And that's what I'm saying to you, that it was never about, oh my God, like, hold on, I'm so sorry, like, I can't believe this, I'm saying this, but this is what I feel. There's none of that. There's no remorse. There's nothing. She does not care about Alan. This is what I'm saying to you. It was never about Alan and about helping Alan. And maybe Alan, you know what, you need to know the truth. She doesn't care. He's collateral to the war. And that's why I'm saying the manipulation, you won't see it. She's collateral to the war. You know what I'm saying to you? See where it asks, will David get a full life? What's the point? Why do I need to? You already know a cheater. A cheater is obvious to see. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You already pointed out what a cheater is. I don't think we need to point out a cheater. I like to point out Michelle because no one sees it. I don't think that's the hardest one. It's like, you never really see it. And I'm actually praising her. I'm not actually angry at her. I'm actually like, yo, the game is tight. This is what I mean when I say dark arts. Dark arts, this is dark arts. You won't see it. It just hits you. You know? I'm not saying she's worse than Madison. She's not worse than David. You know what I mean? She's not worse than Madison, and she's not worse than David. Not in a long shot. It's just really clever. And you know me already. I talk about dark arts all the time. I love to see it. You know what I mean? I love to see it. You know what I mean? I love to see it. So for me personally, I love this kind of stuff. All right, let's play more.
Message. Michelle, Madison. Confusing.
I
could be wrong, Alan.
I
could be wrong. I could be wrong. And that's why we're keeping this between us.
Yeah.
Now, she said, obviously, I could be wrong. It's too late. Baby, it's too late. It's too late. At that point, it's way too late. At that point, it's way too late. We're far gone. You can't take it back. And that's why I said the manipulation happens, because you can't take it back now, right? She's not sorry that she said it. It's already too late. You get what I'm saying to you? It's too late. Like, you already put all the information into him, and it's like, now you've seen his emotion. You're not caring about emotion. It's too late. You know what I'm saying to you? You know what I'm saying to you? So at that point, it's like, oh no. It's just some thoughts. No, it's not just thoughts, because you should have kept the thoughts to yourself. You were planting the idea in his mind so that he would also feel some way, and he can put pressure on Madison. I hear it. It's game. Listen, I talk about the same thing with men. It's game. It's dark arts. It's game. It's manipulation. But we got to call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? See, I rate it. You know what I mean? It's dangerous, but it's dark.
That I'm going to have to process.
Yeah. I want you to process though, and like, think about it.
Oh, so now she wants him to process it, and she wants him to think about it. All of a sudden, we've gone from, it was just my thought. Now she's like, I want you to process it. I want you to think about it. Job done. Job done. job done. Right? This is how us as men also too, we do women sometimes. Like, you just need to plant the idea. You know what I mean? You plant the idea. It's like, maybe next week, me and you know, maybe we can, it might get a little bit hot. Like, when man say this, like, oh, like, I can't be around you because you know what, it might get a little bit hot. I have to be careful spending my time with you. Oh, you're a little bit dangerous, right? He's planting the idea in your head, you know. Okay, he's planting the idea in your head. As a man, I know this game. It's like, no, you know what? You're a little bit dangerous still. I don't wanna. No. Listen, if I'm around you, I know I'm gonna struggle. Struggle what? He knows what he wants, blood. He's moving mad. He's telling you lies, blood. Listen, he's telling you that I'm gonna struggle. Ice, mad. It's like, nah. You know what you're doing. You're inserting the idea in her mind. So now, when she's thinking about this, whenever she talks to you, now she's thinking about the fact that you think you got power. Because he's telling you, oh, if I'm around you, I can't resist you. You're just something different. You're something special. And in your head, you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I am. But he's inserted the idea in your mind. So it's clever. It's really clever. So it gets, and again, it's very similar to what I said about how women should do to men. Okay? Absolutely, El Cid. So she can't be blamed at the end. If he goes off the deep end, she can't be blamed. She'll be like, I didn't say it though. I just told you that's my thought process. So, and it's a way of removing your accountability. Again, I know this game. We've done it before, right? It's like when someone says something to you and you're like, hey, I don't want to say it because I don't want to be in trouble. I'm just saying you might want to think about that. When we say that, what we're doing is I don't want the accountability. So if it happens, I don't want to be blamed. You know what I'm saying to you, right?
And I'm not ready to blow it up yet.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to look like I'm insane. And I could be spiraling now.
Now she tells him, obviously, I don't want to blow it up because I don't want to feel like I'm spiraling. Okay, I don't want to feel like I'm spiraling in that place, right? But he gonna let her know again, I don't think that's what it is. But she's still gonna press the issue. She's still gonna press the issue. Right? Even though she starts, I don't want to make it look like, I don't want to look like I'm crazy. But if you don't look like you're crazy, why are you telling him who's directly related to the person you're talking about? No, I need you to deep it. If you are saying you could be spiraling and you are moving mad, why are you telling the very person who's in the relationship? Like telling Imam, telling Camille are not a part of their relationship. No problem. But telling this theory to Alan when he's with Madison,
And if this is,
I'm praying to God it's a spiral.
If this is me spiraling, I am so sorry. Alan,
My gut says
I'm wrong.
You are.
Okay, now I hope I am. But he's lied to me.
now pause it. He says, my gut is wrong. He says, my gut says that you're wrong, right? Again, she can leave it. She don't want to leave it. Because she's got hooks in him, right? So it's like, he says, my gut says you're wrong. Now, if he chased her and said he wanted to find out more and more and more, then I'll say it's on Alan. But this is not. She gonna volunteer again, right? She gonna volunteer some more information. He just told her, listen, look, hey, I think to myself, hey, look, I think you're wrong. Now listen, he's in delusion. Leave him. Leave it, yeah, leave it alone, yeah, leave it alone, okay, all right, cool.
Over again, so I cannot take it for his word. But if I ask her, will she lie to me?
And if one is, why wouldn't the other?
So now she's like, listen, but okay, look, but I mean, David's lied to me. So if I ask her, will she lie to me? You're inadvertently saying that, is she going to be a liar? Inadvertently asking him, are you a liar? So I'm like, yo, again, she's not leaving it alone. Because all she's thinking about is herself. It's not about her. And like I said, I could see this, understand this if you were hurt. I could see this if you were upset. I could see this if you felt betrayed. I could see this if you felt like David did you dirty. Then I can understand the motivation. And I'm talking about the motivation as to lead to the end. So now, but again, we know the end result. We know Madison's lying. So it doesn't look so ominous and it doesn't look so diabolical. I'm talking about the behavior, not Madison herself, not Michelle herself, the behavior. We know that Madison's lying. So we already have a thought process in our mind like, okay, go on, girl. It's like watching a movie. It's like, yes, girl, come on. You're almost there because you know what the movie is. But if you didn't know the movie, you would ask yourself, why would she be asking these? She is planting the idea that another man's wife is unfaithful to her and has no proof as of yet. Damn. Damn. It's kind of tight.
Don't. It's okay. Like, if you don't think it's true, it might not be true. We don't know.
Now pause. This level of dark arts is different. This level of dark arts right here, what she's about to say next, ooh. I mean, she said, listen, bring out the automatic semi. Oh, this was executed beautifully. This one right here was executed beautifully. The reverse psychology, I want you to listen to what she's going to say. This was executed with absolute precision. Listen to this.
No, I'm sorry, Alan. I could be wrong. Why are you being upset, though? Because you think it's true? Why are you getting upset, though?
Boom. Now, she just said to him, what do you think she just said to him? If you heard it, type in the chat for me. If you heard what she said, type it in the chat where that was executed. I mean, listen, there was good plays and there are extraordinary plays and there was just legendary. Stuff that we'll talk about for the years to come. That was a legendary move, right? That right there was checkers in the moment right there, right? Now, you can see his guys breaking down and hurting, but listen to how she's talking about the situation. There's no compassion. I'm telling you that there's no compassion. You don't hear compassion. This is not fun. Like, oh my, I am really sorry that I'm actually breaking this information. I'm sorry I had to come with this information. Right? That's it right there, Druzy. So him being emotional about the situation, him being hurt, she was like, why are you doing? Is it because you think that is true? Acting like, is it because you think that was true? Ah, darling, you are moving mad, Kez. It's just great play. I can't lie to you. If it was soccer, I'll be like, this is a great play. This is magical. You know what I mean? Let's listen to it one more time.
I could be wrong. Why are you being upset, though? Because you think it's true?
First off, I could be wrong, right? Why are you getting upset? What do you mean, why am I getting upset? What do you mean, why am I getting upset? You see, the same thing she said about Madison is the same thing I'm going to say about her. The response that she should have given to somebody being upset about what you're insinuating is what caught out Madison too. When Madison said, I don't think that was for me, right? It's the exact same thing that you're doing now to Alan that I'm going to catch you out with. The same answer. The answer she should be having is, I'm so sorry that you're upset. I can understand why you're upset. I know this information is very heavy and I know this information is very painful. That's the response of compassion. This, why are you upset, is actually leading him to a place so she can ask him a question. That's a two-way trick. You ever play Connect 4? In Connect 4, when you play that two-way trick and you've got the person nailed, and it doesn't matter if they go left or right, you've got them. That is what she did to him just then. And the very thing she said to Madison, which was right, Madison's response was wrong because it showed that she wasn't really, like, if you're being accused of cheating, you'd be like, whoa. I don't know how you got that. That's not nothing to do with me. I don't care who that message was for. It definitely wasn't for me. But she clocked that response. I'm clocking her response now. This is not a response of somebody who is saying, I can't believe I'm hurting you. And I know that I know this is painful. Okay. Man can't even flip his pancakes.
I mean,
Is there something inside you that thinks it's true? Why are you?
no, I mean, because
You see the manipulation right here? See how the voices drop low? See how the voices drop low? Oh, just see how just. Is it because you believe that your wife is actually cheating on you? Is it because you believe there's something actually very true about this situation? Is that why you're crying? is there truth to what you're saying? There's no concern for the person. You know what I'm saying to you? There's no concern for the person. I'm just being real. There ain't no concern. Like, there is no concern for the person. You don't enjoy the voice and give us a Michael voice. You know what I mean? Huh?
Is there something inside you that thinks it's true? Like, why are you?
No, I mean, because
And the question being asked again is like, is there anything you believe is true about your wife? Because she wants him to admit it so that she has full range to go at it. Well, sis, just go at it, but don't rope Alan into that situation. Like, he's gonna find out as a result of your investigation, but don't rope him into the situation because you're trying to rope him to activate him. You know what I mean? You're trying to activate him.
I know where we're at. I have because I put so much trust in her. Like, I've always said to Motto, like, you always have all of my trust.
And so now he's broken and telling all the truth. Now, I got one more clip. One more clip. And I want to play it because it was the girl's aspect. Let's just bring this up. So this was a girl's talk. I wanted to play this clip here. They were talking about this. It's from the show, but I couldn't get a better clip, so let me just this here.
So how do you feel now that the truth is finally out? Where do you go from here?
There's a lot of things that I'm still wondering that I don't know. Like, how long has this been going on? There's no way that because they were caught, they're like, oh, we like each other today, starting today. But again, like, I do feel validated because I was right. Like, and that feels...
And that's where she feels validated. She feels like, you know what? She was right. And that's the whole point I was trying to allude to. And I'll play more of the clip as well so we can get context. The whole issue with Michelle is she just wanted to be right. She wanted to prove that her decision of not choosing David was right. Now, whilst I do believe there is some truth to what she's saying, sis, you didn't like him from the very beginning. There was no trying from the very beginning. The very first day, the wedding. That was never about his character. It's about the fact that he lived with his parents.
in a sense, like I wasn't making these things up and just like stirring up drama and like making unnecessary drama. There was truth to like what I was feeling.
Yeah. I hate that you had to go through this, but
she was stirring up drama because she could have left it because she doesn't care. Look, if you don't care about the person, you don't like them, you don't want them. Where have you ever heard her say, I actually wanted David. I like David. You know, me and David were starting to build. We were starting to go somewhere. That's when we say a level of betrayal makes sense. But somebody you don't like. Somebody that you don't even want. Somebody you had dismissed earlier on. You just wanted to out them? That's what I'm saying about the dark arts. Because like there's nothing here that's telling us that you actually wanted him and liked him. So the only vindication that you're feeling, the only validation you're feeling, the only thing of it is the fact that you get to prove that he's equally as bad as you. If not even worse. And that's why I'm saying there's a darker route to the actual issue. It's like when a girl loses the guy that she actually doesn't like. There's a guy that's talking to her and always on her tail, and he suddenly disappears. It's like, why did he just leave? Her ego's bruised. It's got nothing to do with the other person. Her ego's bruised. Her ego's bruised. Right? She wasn't really sorry for what happened to Alan. Alan's the only true victim in this situation.
some of that, I've seen you learn such beautiful lessons in this process.
Yeah.
So even though this isn't a love match for you, you know, it's going to make it that much clearer.
Anyway. Well, Alan got the poor end of the stick. He got the bad end of the stick in the end. You know what I mean? It's tight. And let me show you something, right? Okay. Now, of course, I know what she meant. But I think this is the reality of the situation. She said she didn't want to be right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be right. I didn't want to be right. I'm sorry.
It's disgusting.
She should save that sorry for when she was in the kitchen, when she was supplanting the idea in his head. But she didn't do that. You know what I mean? Saying that she wasn't sorry. You were supplanting the idea. You know what I'm saying to you? You ain't sorry when you're in the kitchen supplying the idea, cause that's why I said that. Even David's apology, he ain't sorry. Madison's apology, they're not sorry. Like apologizing after an incident happens isn't usually the real sorry. You're just sorry that you got caught. Like David's apology was whack. Why? Because he didn't care and he did not want to say sorry. He just didn't look bad on TV. But there ain't no sorry. David's apology was whack. He didn't want to say sorry. Let's be honest. He didn't want to say sorry. I was even looking at him like, why is he apologizing? It's a waste of time. You're not sorry. You know, David's apology. You're not sorry, bro. You're not sorry for Alan. You're not sorry for Michelle. Definitely not sorry for Michelle. You know what I mean? Definitely not sorry for Michelle.
Opportunity. I gave her a lot of outs. Private conversations, this and that.
Anyway, look. At the end, you know what I mean? David, honestly, as well, you know, that's dangerous play, man. He took a man's girl who's meant to be your boy and looked in the eye. Like I said, I've been in the same position, not with my boy, but necessarily taking a man's girl. And I'll be honest with you, you don't care. I think that's just a realist thing. I think anybody who's really honest about this game, if you've ever stolen anybody's partner, you don't give a heck. So if you did, you wouldn't be doing it. That's why I said apology isn't really. You say sorry almost like as a consolation. It's like if I get caught, I gotta say sorry because it makes me look absolutely cold. But the reality situation is, none of us really care. You don't really care. When you pull someone from their partner, you steal them, whether you cheat on them, you don't really care. You care about the fact you get caught and you're going to look bad and be a bad person. Because most of the time people say sorry, they ain't mean it. They ain't mean it whatsoever. Okay? They ain't mean it whatsoever. Not in the slightest. So, yeah. Poor Alan. He got made a casualty of war, man. You know what I'm saying to you? But listen, my time is up, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we had a good chat, you know, and I wanted to watch because this was a very good video. I liked it because it was dark arts. It was proper dark arts. I haven't seen one of these in a little while. I've not seen it being played so beautifully for a little while. I said, damn, this was the way she did it. She supplanted the idea. Oh, you know, so I hear it. You know what I'm saying to you? I hear it. And I know people are asking, what should Michelle have done? When Michelle finally had the concrete proof that they cheated, then you can release that to Alan. Don't be releasing ideas if he hasn't spoke to you about it. You know what I'm saying to you, right? Don't release the idea if you think about it. It's a theory. So what Michelle should have done is waited. You know what I'm saying to you? Waited. That's what she should have waited until she had the concrete proof that it was going to be Madison and David. Then take that to Alan. Up until that point, it's your theory and it's your idea. No one can shoot you down for having a theory or an idea. But if you release that theory or idea to somebody, they can shoot you down. You know what I mean? So, hey, I'm not even mad at Michelle. I'm just only explaining the dark arts. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I understand it. You know, so it was important. It was an important watch. It was kind of fun to watch them. So I definitely you know, enjoyed it at a point as well. So David's got to hold his own because David was lying the whole entire time, and it was a bad lie, so bad. As well. So anyway, we're gonna love you and leave you. My time is done, but I appreciate you guys. The lots are loaded. I will chop up some of these videos, so if you see the replay of these videos, I'm chopping it up as well. Okay, so I'll leave it there in a sense as well. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for the notifications of the uploads. We're on tonight as well for the super panel, 8 p.m. EST. We're on live for the super panel, so make sure you tune in for that video as well. Okay, we appreciate you.
Yellow Blackbird. You know what time it is. Time it is. Time it is. Time it is.